Hey guys, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. Um, Something happened. I had an encounter with an old friend about 2 months ago, right? And it's been on my mind lately. I said to myself, you know what? I should probably make a video about this and about this topic. And I noticed I haven't really discussed. I don't have any videos about sexual repression among Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So I said, let me make a video about it just to help educate a lot of people that are just waking up. You know, because I know there's a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses that they really are sexually repressed, right? And yeah, so like I said, I had an encounter with this well, it's an old friend of mine, right? She was a witness back in the day. I was a witness back in the day. You know, me and her, we were really good friends about 12 years ago, right? Then 10 years ago, she met her husband, and the last 2 years, they've been together for 8 years. The last 2 years, you know, they've been separated. She hits me up out of nowhere, and you know, we're pretty much playing catch up, right? For 10 years, because we haven't spoken to each other in 10 years. So, you know, she tells me she left the organization. She's separated from her husband. I told her I left as well. I left the organization, and while we're catching up, right? While we're catching up, the topic of sex comes up, right? So, oh yeah, to mind you. So let me start off by saying this. So she got married twice to two witnesses, right? First witness dude cheated on her. Then it was a period where she was single. That's when I met her. But me and her was only just friends, strictly just friends, right? So me and her we were good friends for 2 years. Then she met this other witness dude, got married to him, and they've been together for 8 years. And like I said, they recently separated 2 years ago, right? So she's only been with two guys from the ages of 19 to 34, right? She's only been with two guys for the majority of her life, right? Married to two witnesses. She got a few kids by both of them, right? So once she separated from her second husband 2 years ago, she's telling me her life story, you know, talking about sex, whatever. She's telling me her, you know, what she's been up to, whatever. And it took me by surprise. Because I always viewed her as this innocent, you know, sister back in the day. She's always innocent, you know, a bit of an introvert to herself. And to find out that she was really, really sexually repressed. And it doesn't help that she had mediocre, decent sex with both of her husbands. Like, it wasn't fantastic, excellent, the best sex ever. It was just a mediocre sex with both of her husbands, right? So she wanted to let loose, and she made it for lost time. I can tell you that. So the 2 years that she separated, the last 2 years since she separated from her second husband, she pretty much told me that she's been with about 15 dudes, right? Roughly, around 15 guys, right? In 2 years. So I'm taken back. I'm trying not to judge her, right? I'm trying to put myself in her shoes because I had my freedom growing up. Me, I lost my virginity once I became inactive the first time. I was a teenager. I lost my virginity in my late teens, right? I've been sleeping around in my 20s. The minute I left the organization, well, both times, sleeping around, you know, my teens, my 20s, just doing me, right? Living life. So I got rid of that. I had that out of my system at a young age. You know, in my 20s, I lived my life in my 20s. Let me put it like that, right? I'm now in my mid-30s. I'm ready to settle down. Like, I can't do that sleeping around stuff anymore. I'm done with that, right? But her, like I said, she got married at 19. From 19 to 34, she was pretty much married to two different JW guys, right? And she had kids at a young age too. So she never really had lived her life. She never had that freedom. Once you're married at 19 and you have kids a few years later, that's your life, right? So she's finally free for the first time of her life. She leaves her and her husband separated, and she's free from the organization for the first time at the age of 34. This is 2 years ago, right? So, yeah, she went hard. She went hardcore. Just telling me some stories. I was taken back. I was taken back. I couldn't fully comprehend what she was telling me. I couldn't believe it because, like I said, I always had this squeaky clean image of her from back in the day, right? So, yeah, she lived her life, and I kept saying to myself, wow, she really was sexually repressed. She wasn't all that, it's obvious that she wasn't all that happy sexually in both her marriages, right? For her to go hardcore, and like I said, I was trying to put myself in her shoes, right? Imagine someone that never had sugar, they never had sugar ever in their entire lives, and you take them to a damn candy shop, right? They see Snickers, Reese's, Jolly Ranchers, Hershey's, Milky Way, they Twizzlers. They see all this candy. They try. All you need is one. You try a snippet. You try a little bit of any of those candies, right? You just sample different candies, and you never had sugar before in your life. You never had sugar before in your life. You taking somebody to a candy store to try different candies, right? They're gonna go crazy. They're gonna be just grabbing shit, tasting, right? So that is exactly what this, well, she's not a sister anymore, but that is exactly what she did. Once she got a taste of freedom, she washed her hands for a while. She said, I don't want no more relationships for a while. I just want to just get this D, right? Get piped down. And the sad part is, instead of sleeping with all those dudes, she could have just easily called me up, because I would have given her the best 2 minutes and 20 seconds of her life. Let me stop. I'm joking. But for her to tell me that she was with all those dudes in such a short time, 2 years, 15 guys in 2 years, that's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat right there. I could tell she's definitely not a vegetarian. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I want to make a video about this, because I noticed when witnesses, right? And this is a big thing with witnesses. When they leave the organization, right? They've been held back for so long. They never enjoyed their lives. They never had that freedom before, right? So once you're held back for so long, and you get a taste of freedom, especially in your 30s and 40s, right? You're suppressed. You're suppressed, right? That's why witnesses, they go hard when they leave. They go hard with the partying, hard with the sex, hard with the drugs, the alcohol. They go hard. They don't, regular people who's been doing it for years, right? It's nothing to them for them to casually have sex or drink, do drugs up here and there, right? But witnesses, once they leave the organization, they go hard. They go ham, egg, and cheese, right? Because they never had it before. So she's telling me about her sex life, as of lately, the last 2 years. And like I said, I couldn't believe it, but I was trying to not judge, right? Trying to put myself in her shoes, because, like I said, I had my freedom. I lived my life when I was younger, right? Me and her we're opposites. She's like mentally, I noticed this one thing I noticed about her when she told me this, when she was telling me her stories. So she might be in her mid-30s physically, right? Physically, she's in her mid-30s. But mentally, she's still a she's probably 18 or 19-year-old mentally, right? Because, mind you, remember, she got married at 19. That was the time when she should have enjoyed her life. That's the time when she should have had that freedom, and if she wanted to sleep around, then yeah, fine, right? But that's the time she should have done it. But instead, a lot of witnesses, they get married young, right? They don't fully enjoy their lives. They don't have their freedom at a young age. So if things don't work out with their spouses later on in life, then they're inclined to indulge in their freedom, right? And I was, like I said, I was taken back, because when you're in your 30s, you should be ready to settle down. Now, she had 2 failed marriages, right? Like I said, I'm putting myself in her shoes. You have 2 failed marriages. You might not want to rush into another relationship right away. I get that. I get that 100%. But why would you hook up with that many dudes? Like, you could have one playmate, right? If you don't want to date nobody, that's fine. If you still want to have sex, that's fine. But you could have one playmate, one partner to play with, and hook around with that one partner. But see, witnesses, like I said, that freedom, once they get a taste of freedom, they go overboard. So I'm making this video for those of you that are waking up, right? Please, with a cherry on top, please respect yourself. You can have your freedom, right? Don't go crazy. Do everything in moderation, right? You can still enjoy life, have your freedom. But remember, STDs is real. Unwanted pregnancies, that's real, right? Take your time. If you want to enjoy your life, you want to sleep around, because I know a lot of witnesses are suppressed, right? As witnesses, they're telling us you can't even masturbate. If you're single, right? If you're single, no pornography, no masturbation, obviously no sex, right? And that's hard. It's almost humanly impossible. No masturbation. If you're single in your 40s and you have a strong sexual desire, which is natural, right? You're supposed to just suppress those feelings and not do anything. Just read the Bible or pray. Pray it away, right? That's what they say. Pray to Jehovah about everything, right? So those of you that are waking up, you might be sexually repressed. Is it suppressed or repressed? Repressed. Sexually repressed, right? Take my advice, because I lived that life when I was younger, right? I lived a wild life. I'm thankful. I never caught any STDs. I don't have any kids, right? And I done some wild shit when I was younger. I should technically be a father by now, technically, right? But thank God I'm not. But anywho, for those of you that are waking up, and if you're sexually suppressed, right? Please play it smart. Don't go sleeping with everybody. I'm out the organization. Let me sleep around. No. You can have one partner. Just find one partner. If you want to date them, fine. If you don't want to date them, make it clear on both ends, what time it is. It's just, if you're just having fun, that's cool. You want to date, fine. But you don't need to sleep around. Don't let that sexual repression get the best of you, right? Remember that analogy I gave at the candy shop store? You never had sugar before, and you go inside of a candy store, you see all these candies. I want it all. No. Have one candy bar. If you don't like that candy bar, come back next week and try another one. But don't take fucking 20 candy bars all at once, all right? And I want to bring up Michael Jackson. As you know, he was born a witness, right? Was he born? I know he's raised a witness. But anywho, when it comes to Michael Jackson, he had this Neverland theme park or whatever at his house, right? Neverland, or whatever it was called. But Michael Jackson was physically, he was a full-grown man, right? But his mindset was he's still never fully grown up mentally and emotionally. You know why? Because his childhood was taken away from him at a young age. Because he was a superstar at the age of 10, right? A 10-year-old shouldn't be at no damn concert singing. He should be enjoying his life, playing on some damn monkey bars somewhere, right? So it goes to show, when people, when they're suppressed, when their childhood is taken away from them, right? Whether it's teenage or young child, when your childhood is taken away from you and you're not supposed to be enjoying life, it catches up with you later on. Right? It's just a matter of time. So, and look what happened. Michael Jackson seemed like a pretty decent guy for the most part, right? But when you talk about playing with little kids and having monkeys and chimpanzees and shit in your house, yeah, not a good idea. you know. But it just goes to show what being suppressed, what it does to you. Like I said, it catches up to you, right? So there's a lot of you witnesses or people that are just waking up, right? You guys might be in your 30s, 40s, still virgins, right? I know virgins in New York. I know virgins all over, but I know people that are virgins, right? That are in their 30s and 40s. I feel bad for them because it's like I know they're suppressed. I already know. I know they're repressed. I know they're sexually repressed, and their urges must be off the wall. I can't even comprehend that. But yeah, just take my advice. I've been around the block. I lived that life when I was younger, right? I'm happy I did because it's out of my system, right? It's out of my system. But just be smart. Just be smart. Remember that, especially if you're a female, right? You waking up, you're a female, and you want to sleep around, right? Keep in mind, whew, there are a lot of guys out there. There are dogs. Guys are wolves. If a guy hear that, you want to mingle around, you want to sleep around with no strings attached, and you never had that life before, you never really slept around, you're not really experienced with sex. If a guy from the world, a guy who has never been a Jehovah's Witness, he hears that, and you bring that to his attention, oh boy, these guys will run trains on your ass. They will run you through the whew. Guys are savages. So guard your heart, right? Like I said, just play it smart. Play it smart. I know a lot of witnesses are sexually repressed. I know a lot of people, they want to have sex, they want to enjoy their lives, they want to try new things, right? And that's fine, but just be smart. Don't just throw it out there for everybody, for anybody and everybody that grabs, right? Be smart, all right? I feel like I want to say something else. I may have to make a part 2. But yeah, when I had that conversation with that former Jehovah's Witness sister, that hurted me. Because I care for this person, right? I care about her. And ironically, we're not talking again. But I care about her, right? And when she's telling me about her sex life and no strings attached, she just like went off the deep end, and she was content sleeping around, with 15 guys in 2 years, whatever. When you care about somebody and you hear that they don't really care about themselves, right? Because to do that, you really don't care about yourself. You still need morals. Yeah, it's one thing to leave the organization, right? But still have some morals, still have some self-respect, still care about yourself, still love yourself, right? That's fine. You want to experiment with sex, you want to try new things, whatever, you could do that. But you could do that with one person. You don't have to sleep around with everybody. Don't let the sexual repression take control of you. You're in charge. Remember, you lose your self-worth. When you give yourself to people like that freely, when you just throw yourself to people like that, you lose your self-worth. And especially men. Men are not going to respect women that easily put out. That's a huge turnoff. That's a huge turnoff to men, right? And they're not going to respect you at all. Not even as a friend, nothing, right? So like I said, if you're sexually repressed and you want to try new things, have one partner. Respect yourself. All right? Yeah, like I said, I might make a part 2 later on, but for now, I just want to encourage people. And I'm speaking to you from experience, because when I left the organization back in the day, when I first left, right, as a teenager, I was sleeping around. I wish somebody spoke to me. I wish somebody had a heart-to-heart conversation with me. Obviously, I couldn't talk to my parents about that, right? But now that I'm an adult, right, I could share my knowledge, my experiences. And like I said, I've been there. I know how it is to be sexually repressed, right? And I'm happy I got it out of my system. Once I left the organization, once I became inactive both times, I lived my life. I have no regrets. I'm happy I did it, because if I didn't, then I probably would want to do it right now. And that's not a good look. When you're in your mid-30s and you sleeping around, and no, you should be trying to settle down in your 30s. You should be trying to find the right person, right? And if not, if you still want to have fun, like I said, just play it smart. You could have one person. Remember, STDs is still out there. Unwanted pregnancies is still out there. And overall, you wanna respect your body. Your body is a temple, right? So respect your body. And I'm gonna end this video on that note, guys. All right. And oh, by the way, so I did say I got some books that's in the old 1950s books, right? From the organization. So my next video, whether it's gonna, cause I gotta dive into these books, so it might be a week or two. So I want to do some research on these books, and my next video is gonna be about those, the old 1950 books from the organization. All right, guys, respect yourself, love yourself. All right. Having sex is, I know you can have sex, you could experiment with new people, try new things, whatever, right? But play it smart, and like I said, respect yourself. All right. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video.